Welcome back to channel. We're playing game. I know it's been a couple weeks since the last time I made a video. It's, as you can see down there, it's April 5th now, Sunday. And reason for that is just I kind of just got lost in playing this game and enjoying it, and I couldn't think of content that was good. I didn't really like the Let's Plays I was putting out. I didn't feel like they were really quality content. And that's really more what I care about than anything. I'm not making money on this channel, obviously, and I don't care if I do, or if I don't. That's not my roadmap. I just want to make quality content, and I wasn't. So I really had to think about it, and rather than think about it, I just kind of started playing the game. So anyway, I feel like I've gotten to the point now where instead of this game being like every second of my life, it's now sort of just, I'm coming in for the daily routines, checking in on things every so often. I finished all of the bunny day recipes, got all of those. The only outstanding thing that I have to do that's kind of time sensitive is I have to get a lot more of those cherry blossom recipes, but that's beside the point. Still got a couple days on that anyway. What I really wanted to do is just kind of show you my town, how I've sort of laid it out, and the villagers I have, the sort of progress that I've made, and talk about my feelings about the game overall. It's been a couple weeks, like I said, and I don't know, I feel like there's a lot to share, a lot of feelings about this game that I can go into, and yeah. So without further ado, here's my town. If you recall, my town is called Ålesund. It's named after a city in Norway, and I actually adopted their city crest as my flag. It doesn't look super great, but it's fine. It's whatever. I didn't want to actually do it myself. I just got a QR code generator thing. So after a lot of bells that I spent to move houses and get things done, a lot of planning, a lot of shoveling, and just doing shovel work to plan where each house is going to go, how much room each house is going to take up. I got this main drag of houses here. This whole walkway, this whole horizontal walkway here is complete from bridge to bridge in this entire middle section. I like the way that worked out. I'm very pleased with the way it worked out. As you can see, I obviously have the island designer kit. I can lay my paths. I can do the terraforming, which I haven't done that much of actually. And yeah, so anyway, without further ado, villagers. This is Sherry's house, one of my first, I think she was probably in one of the videos that I recorded. She was one of the first 3 islander, random island people I went to get. Here is Moose's house. He was one of my first villagers on the island with me, one of the first 2. And here's Cat, another one of the first 2. The second row here, I have Bob's house. Bob, I spent one night looking for a villager at the Nook Islands, and I went through, I don't know, probably 10 tickets trying to find the right villager. I really wanted a cranky one. I just couldn't find one that I liked, and on my last ticket of that night, literally I had spent all my miles, I finally got Bob, and I was like, okay, I'm good with Bob. And then I also have Pee-wee. Pee-wee is the cranky villager I eventually found. I'm happy with that. I like Pee-wee a lot. And then this third row, we have Stitch's home. Stitch's was kind of someone I didn't really think about picking up, but then they just happened to be on one of my islands, and so I picked him up. I might put him in boxes later and trade him to somebody, because he is my 3rd lazy villager, because I have Walker and Bob. So I think I got him with the intention of trading him out, but we'll see. And then I have an empty plot here. I'm still trying to figure out what to do. I have lots of Nook miles that I could use to go to islands. I have almost 20,000. I was kind of wanting to see if Nook would fill it out himself. It's been a few days and he hasn't yet, so I don't know. There's Bob there. And then over here on this side, we have Peach's house. Peaches is probably my favorite villager at this time. She's just the best. Oh, there she comes. How nice is that? Just wait to hear this. I have an amazing idea. Any guesses on what it is? It's a new nickname for you. Really? Let's hear it. I'd like to call you Bee-Bug. I don't like that. But I'll say fine with me. Just to make her happy. So glad you like it. Looks like I'll be calling you B-Bug from now on, neighbor. Awesome. Yeah, so there's Peach's house. This is Walker's house. Walker was one of the first. It was Peaches, Walker, and Sherry were my first 3 random island villagers. And then Ed was my campsite villager, the first one I had to take. And I was not super pleased when I saw him because I don't know, I just wasn't super into him. But I have been liking Ed a lot. So I'm happy with that. He's talking to me about me shaking all the trees, which I did yesterday. I had to stock up on wood. But yeah, I've got them all laid out in this nice little grid. A lot of planning went into this, a lot of time. Eventually I'm going to do something in this area. I wanted to have, when I was like planning it out, I envisioned there being more space here, but there wasn't. So something will happen here. I'm trying to decorate more on the periphery, like on this kind of side area. I want like a water, like not water park, but like a park by the water. If you remember, my museum was actually originally here. Is this a Bunny Day balloon or no? Okay. This is where my museum originally was, over here. But I had to move it because I wanted all my villager homes down here on the bottom. So I moved it to this second part. And this is about the only terraforming that I've done. I actually, regular balloon, I want that. I have a slingshot ready. Yeah. I'll wait for that. So the only terraforming I really did, this land here connected to that land across the way, and I got rid of it. So I basically made my museum on its own little island. I like the way it looks on the minimap. I think it looks better. I think it looks pretty natural, the river channel that I've created. And then there was land over there that existed, and I just moved the cliff. I just brought the cliff out to meet the water, basically. So that's about the only terraforming I've really done. Let's see what we get here. Hopefully another cherry blossom recipe. That would be ideal. I really want to get those. Please. Yeah, sweet. I think I have 4 now. And I think I can't remember if it was 12 or 14, but anyway. So my museum's here, and then I also have this little paved walkway for my Nook store and the Able sisters. And that's basically my whole town. I haven't really developed anything else over here. I've got a whole mess of trees over here. On either side, like either flank of my island, I don't really have anything done. It's just kind of there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I might just keep it kind of wild and free. I don't know. I'm not too worried about getting like a 5-star island rating. I don't really care. I was really working hard for the 3-star rating because I wanted the island designer tools, but I don't know that I care so much about 5 stars. So this on the left flank here, this is just all of my foreign fruit trees. So every single one of these is a foreign fruit tree. Means whenever it comes in, which was today, this morning, it's a lot of money coming in. So. But yeah, I like that kind of being free and natural and in that state, so I'll probably just keep it that way. I really like this style bridge, which is nice because it's kind of cheap. So that's the style bridge I've been using everywhere. Eventually I'm going to get rid of the starter bridge that we had. I don't know if it makes sense with my layout. It kind of does, but I will probably still get rid of it just because I don't like the way it looks. I just don't. Other than that, there's not really that much. I haven't done much on the cliffs either. Like, I put my campsite way up there, but I mean, I haven't really done much of anything up here. This is all pretty much the same as it was. I keep my island pretty compact, which is funny because when I started, I remember there was a lot of, like, I had this feeling that my island was very small as I was placing those, the first 3 plots that you put down with Nook. It's like, man, my island feels really small. But now I feel like I have so much space, and I have no idea how to use it all. I have no idea if I will use it all, but I'm happy with the way the developed part of my island looks now. And yeah, I think it's fine. I like a lot of my villagers. I was really sour on Moose for basically the entire game so far, the entire time I've had this game. But I've warmed up to him a lot more, so I feel pretty good about all of my villagers, honestly. I always feel like I swing at the cherry petals and then they go away immediately. That's just my experience. Here's my house. I just paid off this third room today, so tomorrow I'll have a second floor, which will be nice. But we'll take a step inside and see. A lot of it may not have changed since the last time we got together and chatted, and I showed some things, but you know, there are a couple of new additions. Here's my main room. Lots of plants, lots of utility here. And I still got my tiger in the middle. That's probably just going to be a mainstay. I'm kind of weird like that, where if I do something, like if I start out with something, that's just kind of how it's going to be forever. So that'll probably just be there forever, and that's fine. On the left here, I have my kitchen, which is not done yet. I just got a refrigerator yesterday, though, but still working on getting some more stuff. I had a lot of friends who needed help getting this kitchenette done, so there was like a whole group of people that came over 2 nights ago, and I have the cutting board recipe, I have the dresser recipe, and I have that kitchenette recipe, obviously. So there was a lot of people coming over like, hey, I need this, I need this, I need this. We made it work. We got it all figured out. Everybody got a kitchenette out of the deal. Here's my bedroom. Yeah, got my Happy Home Designer plaques. That's pretty much it. I think I have an exit sign on this wall. Yeah, and then the fishing sign. Pretty simple. You know, I'm a pretty simple person. I keep it very simple. I might move my bedroom up to the upstairs once I get the upstairs done. I don't know what I put in there over there though. And then on the right here I have my guest room. And it's a guest room, you know? What can you say about it besides it being a guest room? Got my soft serve lamp, a futon, an anatomical correct statue, which I still am kind of like, who is this anatomically modeled after? Because it doesn't seem to be me. And my climbing wall and just a desk for people. I thought about using this as like a kitchen island, because if you just see it from this side, it could be one. But I'm just gonna wait for a kitchen island, I think. Other than that, that's pretty much my whole island update. I mean, there's not too much to share. If you want to look at my storage, how much of a hoarder I am, I've got plenty of furniture. I have all of the Bunny Day stuff crafted. I think the thing that will be most indicative of me being a hoarder is going to be my materials section here. Lots of wood, lots of iron. Yeah, I just keep everything, you know, and I'm like not in a rush to expand my house, but I also kind of am, because I am consistently running out of storage. As you can see, I have 393 out of 400. So it's kind of like this weird balance where I'm like, I don't need to expand. Like, I'm not really focused on putting money towards my house, but also like I want to have more outfits. I want to store more stuff. That's probably my favorite part about this game, honestly, is just the level of customization you have with your character and designing outfits and putting outfits together. I love the Able Sisters store. There are some like improvements that I would make to it for sure, but overall I love the wardrobe choices. I need more shorts. That's what I really need, is just I need more shorts. But other than that, like, I feel like I have a great wardrobe. I have glasses that match my like real life glasses. I have funny masks, bubblegum. Like, I have everything that I want. And every day there's more stuff that I want. And it's so fun. I love the bags. I love the bags that Kick sells. I like accessorizing, all right? Sue me. But yeah, let's get into my thoughts about the game. You know, it's been 2 weeks, I guess, more than 2 weeks. I've put a lot of time into this game. I'll put up the sort of banner of my time played from the Switch right here. So as you can see, many hours. I think I'm the highest of anybody I'm friends with on my Switch. That's not something I'm bragging about. It's just shows how little I have to do in my life. I go to work and I live alone, so there's no commute. I don't drive anywhere because the quarantine currently going on. Come home, or like I turn off my work hours, and then I just go straight to playing this game pretty much. That's how it's been. And I am overall pretty happy with it. I feel like, you know, I'm going pretty quick, and that does kind of make me nervous. I feel like there's going to be a pretty sudden and extreme drop-off in terms of my like engagement with the game once I finish the houses. And obviously there's a lot more to pay forward on that. I have the next one I think is like 1.25 million bells, so I got some time on that one. And then after that it's going to be even more. I don't know how much exactly. I think I saw it at one point and it's a lot. So obviously there's still a lot of time, and I can go as fast or slow as I want on that. But I do feel like, I don't know, I love a lot about how this game plays. I love how it looks. It's gorgeous. I love the customization, as I stated, and I like the aspect of designing your island and building your island from the ground up. It's been a fun process, but I do worry about the longevity of this game, like what's going to keep me coming back. Obviously the seasonal events will be good, and I'm excited for those. I think, I would assume they've probably learned a lot from the response that has been given to Bunny Day, and I might make a separate video about my feelings on Bunny Day. I'm not as overwhelmingly negative as everybody else, but it is kind of, it wasn't great. And I think they will probably, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'll have more thoughts in another video. What I love about this game is it's so easy to pick up. I actually ended up buying a Switch and this game for my mom, and my mom is not a gamer at all. Like in any sense of the word. Like the most she would ever game is like playing Farmville kind of games on her iPad. So she's not a gamer at all, and I bought this game for her. And I just said, you know, like I bet you're pretty bored living in quarantine with just my dad. So here's this game. If you don't like it, it's fine. And we'll see how it goes. So I got her the game, I got her the Switch Lite, and she has been loving it. She has been super into it, and I'm excited because pretty soon, I think tomorrow, I'm going to go see how many hours she's played on her profile. It'll be 10 days since she got it, and I'm very very curious to see how many hours that's going to be. Ooh, what is Moose talking about here? What's going on? Got something for you, a sleeping bag. Thanks. What's that for? I found a bunch of these when I was cleaning house last night. I'm kind of superstitious about stuff like this, so enjoy. Hopefully they aren't haunted or anything. Okay, thanks, Moose. Yeah, overall, you know, my concerns about it being lacking longevity, mostly that's on me, just from consuming it so voraciously and quickly over the last 2 weeks. I could have slowed myself down. I could have, you know, not spent as much time as I did in the game. So it really is, if you're going at like a reasonable pace, there's probably plenty here, and obviously there's still a lot more. I think the total sum of the next 2 debts will far exceed the amount that I've already paid, so still a lot to go there. I felt kind of a road, like a wall. I kind of hit a wall after I got the Island Designer tools, because I had been like so focused on, like for the week before it, I was so laser focused on getting all these houses aligned in a grid and just like getting this path laid out, like I'd like been thinking about it for so long. And so once I sort of got that, I was kind of like, okay, well, now what? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I've done everything. Obviously that's not the case. There are still so many fish, so many bugs, all that stuff. My museum's not done. I have loads of fossils still to dig up and contribute to the museum. So there's no lack of content. I feel like I should say that. There really isn't. That was a very quick 7,500 bells right there. And I still haven't been to like some of the different styles of Nook Islands, and there's actually a guide, I'm going to link it, that I found that shows all the different Nook Islands, and I've been loving that guide. So whoever made that, you're awesome. But I do have some complaints about the game. There's a present flying. Is it a regular or a bunny day? I'm gonna guess bunny day. I guessed correctly. I don't like the crafting at all, really. I thought that I would be okay with it, and for a while I was, but I really... It's not super fun. I think it's extremely tedious. I think the fact that you have to, anytime you want to do like an upgraded tool, it's 2 steps. Anytime, like, the tools break so often. I don't know. I soured on it really quick. I'll just say it that way. It was something that I thought would add some more to the game, but it really doesn't. It makes me like, it almost like, whoops. It almost like adds a level of sort of like inventory anxiety kind of to the game, where I'm like, do I have enough stuff? Like, can I build this without like fretting about it later? As you can see by the fact that I have, you know, what was it? It was like well over 300 wood in my storage of each type, pretty much. So yeah, I'm not the hugest fan. I get it, and it makes sense, and it's like a logical progression for the game, and like just based on the state of gaming now, like obviously there would be crafting in this game, like obviously, but not a huge fan of it. After 2 weeks, I am kind of tapped out on it. I think something that would just make it that much better would be just to let me go straight to creating the upgraded shovel. Let me go straight to crafting 6 fish bait at once. I don't even get fish bait anymore, just because I don't want to sit there mashing A for a minute and a half to craft 10 of them. Like, it's just such a waste of time. Although, to be fair, they have patched the game twice, and I haven't checked to see if they've changed that. I'm going to guess that they haven't. Looks like cat's got fleas, so... But they're talking, so let's hear. Oh, kind of weird how we keep bumping in. Oh, are they not talking anymore? Oh. They were just talking. I missed it. Sad. But I got the flea. So I don't like the crafting. Really, that's kind of the big thing. I worry about, you know, good timing, this Nook Miles thing. I worry about how many Nook Miles will be available. You know, I look through my book and I'm like, okay, well, there's one thing that I haven't completely done. 2, and obviously there are still stickers on a lot of these that I can get, but there aren't that many completely empty pages. And I just kind of wonder, like, what's the process going to be after we've filled out this entire book? And I know, like, I get there are probably people who are going to be like, well, you've already played the game for this many hours. Like, what more do you want from the game? I'm not asking them to instate new challenges every week, or, you know, have completely new stamp books every time I come out of the game. But I wonder if there will be like some kind of, I want to call it like a prestige system, like from games like Call of Duty. I know it's kind of a weird comparison to draw here, but hear me out. I wonder if there's going to be like a prestige system with the book where you can say like, okay, I've completed the whole book. Let's empty it out and start over again. Because that's what you do in those Call of Duty games. You get to level whatever, 55 or something. And then you say, okay, let's start over. I have a new emblem that shows how many times I prestige, like how many times I've reached the max rank, but I'm starting over to get all of those unlocks again and just do the process again. So I'm wondering about that. Let's see what I got in this present. I'm not, you know, I'm not super worried about it. It's whether it's there or not, I'm still going to play this game until I finish, and whenever that finish is fine. But really, honestly, for as much as the negative tone I have during this, those are the only real complaints that I have. Oh, no. I'm wrong. The other complaint that I definitely have is the multiplayer. It's fun when you get people on your island, but just waiting for that loading every single time. If you want like a full island of 7 people to wait like 8 minutes for them to all come through, wait for that loading sign every single time, it's rough, man. It's so long. And I know there are people who like open up their islands for turnips whenever the turnip sales are good. I just don't know how they have the patience for that, because that takes a long time. Even when I have like 3 people over, I'm like, okay, whoa, this was too many loading screens. This took way too long. I don't know, I don't understand game development, so I don't know what kind of limitation that is. But wherever they could make improvements on that, they gotta do it, because that is just rough, dude. Waiting through that is a process. So that's another major gripe. Like it's almost like it kind of pushes me not to play online, just because I'm like, I don't want to sit and wait through these screens. And if I'm in a session, a particularly like busy session, I'm gonna have people coming in, coming out. I have to watch them leave. Like, I just wish I didn't have to have a cutscene every single time it happened. Basically, is what I'm saying. Extremely minor things. I wish the campsite visits were a little more frequent. I've had one in the last 4 days. Maybe more than that. Maybe 5 or 6 days now. It'd be nice to have more. I've had an empty house for most of that time. Other than that, I feel pretty good about the game. I am very satisfied with it. It is well worth the money I spent on it. And that's money that had been sitting for a long time, because I bought it with vouchers, and I bought those vouchers like last May. So I had earmarked funds for like a ticket for this game for a long time, and even still after all that time, I'm like, yep, this was well worth it. So I'm very pleased with the game. I love a lot about it. It's a really good game, and I'm enjoying it so much that I just have been very absent from creating content. I didn't know exactly what sort of content niche I would fill. I think now that my island is kind of settled and I have like a plan or like an idea, just like a development, I guess. There's still a lot more I want to do. There's still a lot more decorating and stuff that will happen, and I think that'll be fun to kind of show off, just the sort of progression of my island from now on. And yeah, I don't know. This was a very short review. I didn't want to create like a 25-minute video all about my review. There's not that much to say about this game. It's Animal Crossing. It's what I wanted. It's what I expected it to be. There are some disappointments. I didn't like the crafting as much as I thought I would. And, the multiplayer is not that great. But other than that, I'm very pleased. And I hope you all too. I hope you all are getting some of the islanders you want, and just really enjoying what this game is. I also hope you all are staying safe. I know it's a very tenuous and scary time right now. But we're all going to get through this. I just keep on getting these peacock butterflies, man. They just keep on coming back. I'm a big fan of this. I'm making loads of money. But yeah, I guess we'll just go sell this, and he's thinking. What's he thinking about? Oh, I thought he was thinking. He was doing that. Smiling at your phone. Oh, I do have a ton of miles. How did he know? Yeah, I'm pleased, and I am really excited for more monthly fish, bugs. I'm excited to see the changing of seasons. I know my mom was like very excited about all of the the cherry blossoms coming. Look how many peacock butterflies I caught just in that session. That is a lot. Yeah. So I'm happy. I hope you're all too. Hope you're staying safe, and I'll see you in the next video. It'll probably be maybe Friday or earlier if I decide I want to talk about Bunny Day more soon. All right. I'll see you around. Goodbye.